Aesthetic. If something is aesthetic, then it is concerned with a love of beauty.
The dresses were noteworthy for their aesthetic design.
Arrogant. If someone is arrogant, they think that they are more important than others.
He is very arrogant. Even though he's not the boss, he tells everyone what to do.
Bias. A bias is a person's likelihood to like one thing more than another thing.
The mothers had a natural bias for their own child's picture.
Canyon. A canyon is a narrow valley with steep walls through which a river often flows.
The canyon was so deep that the ground inside was covered in shadow.
Creek. A creek is a stream or small river.
Only small fish lived in the shallow waters of the creek.
Drill. A drill is a tool with a point that spins in order to make a hole.
The carpenter used the drill to make several holes in the wood.
Executive. An executive is the top manager of a business.
After 20 years at the company, he finally became the executive.
Fatigue. Fatigue is a feeling of extreme tiredness.
After 3 days with little sleep, she was feeling a lot of fatigue.
Incline. An incline is a sharp rise in something, especially a hill or mountain.
This mountain has one of the steepest inclines in the world.
Nasty. If something is nasty, then it is not nice or pleasant.
The rotten apple left a nasty taste inside her mouth.
Perceive. To perceive something means to be aware of it.
He was talking loudly, so he did not perceive that the music had stopped.
Primate. A primate is a type of mammal that includes monkeys, apes, and humans.
Primates use their hands for such tasks as swinging from branches.
Primitive. If something is primitive, then it is simple, basic, and not very developed.
The computers of the 1980s are primitive compared to those of today's.
Stereotype. A stereotype is a general but often incorrect idea about a person or thing.
There's a stereotype that pigs are dirty animals, but they are rather clean.
Sticky. If something is sticky, then it is covered with a substance that things stick to.
Place the sticky part of the tape against the paper so it will cling to the wall.
Termite. A termite is an insect that lives in groups and feeds on wood.
The wood we found was full of termites.
Thereby. If something happens thereby an action, then it is the result of that action.
He didn't score a goal, thereby ending his chance at setting a record.
Trail. A trail is a path through a wild area.
A narrow trail cut through the field and over the hills.
Twig. A twig is a short and thin branch from a tree or bush.
They started the fire with a handful of dry twigs.
Welfare. Welfare is the health and happiness of a person or group.
Having plenty of clean water is necessary for the welfare of people.